I sit here as a proud queer production designer, costume designer, business owner, and one half of a married filmmaking partnership. So if I can do it, literally anyone can. My name is Paix Robinson. I'm a studio director of Artvomit Studios based in London and a production and costume designer for television and film. I've worked on various projects such as Netflix Queen Cleopatra, Hulu's Erased, and BBC film entitled Paix. As a production designer, my job is to meet with the other various heads of department, most notably our director and our cinematographer, and start to understand the way they want to tell this story. And then I can figure out the way in which it needs to be designed. Whether that's doing a lot of research and development, having to look at books and watch movies and research and take deep dives into textures and colors, or figuring out ways to elevate the aesthetics of a certain film. That can be anything from sketching to coming up with drawings and illustrations or concepts and figuring out the practical ways in making those concepts a reality. If it's a doorway or a house or a small town, figuring out, again, the practical ways of building that town, but also the illustrious ways that you can build it with design aesthetics and personality involved. First and foremost is kindness. You can't really do anything in film and TV without being kind to people. The second is having an understanding of your craft in whatever form that takes. And the third is having an understanding of the human condition and the landscape in which those emotions are expressed. We tell human stories, and you can't really design that if you don't understand the human condition itself. Film is changing and evolving as fast as we as humans are changing and evolving, and I think having an understanding of that is key. Knowing yourself is key. Imposter syndrome is real, but so is confidence, and I think the two can occupy the same space. And I think it is really important to just trust in your instinct and your ability to do what you know how to do, and not worry about what everyone else can do in your job, but worry about how you make your job unique to you, because that's what makes film so beautiful, is that it's being told by various people with different experiences to create one thing. For anyone who thinks that what they want to do feels untouchable or feels out of reach, I would remind them that there are a lot of people who are told that their lives don't matter, that things that they want to do don't matter and are out of reach, and yet and still they persevere. I myself hold certain identities that are often told you can't and you won't and you never will, and yet I sit here as a proud queer production designer, costume designer, business owner, and one half of a married filmmaking partnership. There's so much more than the word can't in a vocabulary, and I try my best to remind myself of that, so if I can get to this step, I can also prove to someone else that they can get here. The word designer can be quite daunting sometimes, whether you're building a world or building a character. Find a unique style that is yours, and just continue with that as best you can. But we tell human stories, and the only way to do that is to live a human life fully. I've been a poet, I was a writer, I've been a journalist, and I have been able to pull from each of those talents to define characters and to define and build worlds. I didn't go to film school, but I've produced and designed almost 70 productions. That didn't come from a master's degree. That came from paying attention to the world around me and finding out ways to practically and to artistically replicate that for the screen. And that's all you really need.